In a small, peaceful town nestled beside a tranquil lake, there was a legend that whispered of a vengeful spirit. The townsfolk rarely spoke of it, but they knew that the spirit dwelled in an old, decaying mansion on the outskirts of town. Its name was Elizabeth, and she harbored a deep grudge from her untimely death. Long ago, Elizabeth had been a beautiful and kind young woman, beloved by the entire town. She lived in the grand mansion with her husband, Jonathan, who was known for his cruelty and dark secrets. One fateful night, the townspeople heard a blood-curdling scream from the mansion. Rushing to the scene, they found Elizabeth lifeless on the floor, her eyes filled with terror. Jonathan, however, was nowhere to be found. The townsfolk assumed he had fled after murdering his wife, but the truth was far more sinister. Jonathan had practiced dark, forbidden arts, and he had made a dreadful pact to gain power and wealth. In return, he had offered Elizabeth's life as a sacrifice. Elizabeth's spirit had been bound to the mansion, unable to move on to the afterlife, and consumed with anger and despair. She sought vengeance on her wicked husband and all those who had failed to save her. As the years passed, the mansion became an eerie, decaying structure, shrouded in an eternal shadow. The townspeople spoke in hushed tones about the haunted estate and the chilling presence of Elizabeth. One evening, a group of teenagers dared each other to enter the mansion. Armed with flashlights and their bravado, they ventured into the crumbling structure. The atmosphere was oppressive, the air thick with Elizabeth's malice. As they explored the mansion's dark corridors, they reached the room where Elizabeth had died. The temperature plummeted, and a ghastly figure appeared before them. It was Elizabeth. Her eyes filled with an otherworldly fury. She unleashed a wail that seemed to pierce their souls, and the room quaked with supernatural energy. The teenagers were paralyzed with terror, unable to escape the vengeful spirit's grasp. Elizabeth's rage surged, and she began to exact her revenge. One by one, the teenagers were overcome by their deepest fears, tormented by gruesome apparitions of their worst nightmares. The room itself seemed to come alive, the walls closing in on them, and the floor threatening to give way beneath their feet. Desperation and terror overcame them as they realized they were at the mercy of the vengeful spirit. As the last of the teenagers succumbed to the relentless onslaught, Elizabeth's presence seemed to grow stronger. With a chilling smile, she vanished into the shadows, her grudge finally sated. The mansion fell into an eerie silence, but its sinister reputation only grew. The vengeful spirit had exacted her revenge, and the town's dark secret was forever bound to the decaying mansion, a chilling reminder that the past could never truly be buried, and the vengeful dead would always find a way to seek retribution.